Alright, guys, what's up? It's Kyle here with a quick TNA Bound for Glory review. Saw the pay-per-view the other day, Sunday. I thought it was a really good show, so I'm just going to get right into it. First match kicks off with Zema Ion defending the X Division title against Rob Van Dam. This was a good opening match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good opening match. Zema Ion really could keep up and toe-to-toe, I won't say toe-to-toe, but he could keep up with RVD. But RVD ended up getting the pin, defeating Zema Ion, and is the new X Division champion. I kind of have a certain opinion about this. I mean, I don't mind RVD being the X Division champ because since Zema Ion had it, he really hasn't done anything since being the champ, and he hasn't been on TV much. So, in a way, to showcase the X Division title more on television, it probably makes better sense to put it around someone like Rob Van Dam, especially someone that a lot of people like Rob Van Dam. And I like RVD as well. But I also think that another reason why I think TNA gave him the X Division title is because RVD's contract expires around the same time as Jeff Hardy's early next year. And he's made an open statement saying that he doesn't think he's going to resign with TNA, that he may just retire and walk away from wrestling altogether. So I think this is their way of trying to keep Rob Van Dam within the company and hopefully maybe resign. But other than that, Rob Van Dam, X Division champ, I thought it was a good move. I don't mind Rob being X Division champ. After that, we got into a match with Samoa Joe defending the television title against Magnus. I really enjoyed this match a lot. I thought this match was solid, good reversals, power moves. This was the match that got me excited and looking forward to the rest of the pay-per-view and what was going to happen next. I enjoyed this match that much. Joe had successful title defense, and I'm really starting to see for the last couple of weeks since they've turned Magnus heel and just seeing how he's been acting lately in the matches he's been having. I'm starting to see some potential in Magnus. I think Magnus is a potential future star. I think TNA should really invest in the future one day. He's got the look. He can wrestle. I need to work on my skills a little bit, but I definitely see some potential there in a single star in Magnus. After that, we got into the street fight between James Storms and Bobby Roode. Solid match. I mean, first 10 minutes in, and Storms is bleeding like a pig. Just busted, beat red face. Great storytelling and a great culmination to end the feud. Now, I know a lot of people complain. Some people that I've complained about, this feud is Bobby Roode and James Storm's feud has lasted way too long. It's lasted a year. And I really don't see the point of complaining about it because if you really think about it, out of their 1 year long feud, Bobby Roode and James Storms haven't really faced each other that much very often. It's like, you can go back to last year in October when it first started. When Bobby beat James Storms to become the World Heavyweight Champion, we didn't see James Storms on television for weeks because he was recovering from his concussion. And then once he came back, he had to go up through the ranks. He had to go through guys like Kurt Angle, Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy. They build him all the way up and all the way until Lockdown. And then at Lockdown, when he finally got to face Bobby Roode, he lost. And then when he lost, we didn't see James Storms again for another 3 months. And then when he came back, he had to build himself back up again through the Bound for Glory series. So, and then, from Bound for Glory series, leading into the match they had at Bound for Glory the other day. So to really think about it, him and Bobby really hasn't interacted that much for their feud to last a year. So I really don't get what people complained about saying this feud was way too long. I mean, it wasn't like, the feud between John Cena and Randy Orton where they're like fighting 20 times in the same year and it gets dull. I mean, these guys, like I said, have barely had any type of contact with each other during their 1 year long feud. So, which in my case, I enjoyed it better. So I don't get what people complain about that, but that's just my side on that. After that, Joey Ryan had a match with Al Snow. This match was decent. It was all right. Matt Morgan ended up making a big return. Yay. Costing snowed the match, and Joey Ryan wins, so he's now an official star on the roster. After that, we got to the triple threat tag team match with the tag titles on the line, with the teams of AJ Styles and Kurt Angle, who won against Chavo and Hernandez, versus Cass and Daniels, the defending champs. Good solid tag match. You had your high flying spots, your wrestling. I mean, just everything you can think of. I mean, that tag match pretty much had solid tag team match. Kind of wish Chavo could have done a little bit more, would have done a little bit more. It looked like he had a heating pad or patch or whatever on his shoulders. Looked like he was injured or something. But other than that, it was a solid match. Chavo and Hernandez, new tag team champions. The match we got after that was the Knockouts match with Tara versus Miss Tessmacher. This match was alright, nothing special. The only problem I had with this was I thought this match was just completely one-sided, because I think Tara, in my opinion, just dominated, and Tessmacher had like no rebound whatsoever. So Tara, new Knockouts champ. Match after that was Bully Ray versus Sting. Bully Ray and Sting going up against two members of Aces and Eights. This match wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like match of the night. Still a great, solid match. So, I mean, not great, but it was a good match. I'll just put it that way. It was a good, decent match. Sting and Bully were like they're about to win until another member from Aces and Eights comes out into the crowd, throws Bully through the table. Aces and Eights win. Then Hulk Hogan comes out, and he and Sting jump up on the guy that cost them the match. They remove his mask, and come to find out it's Devon. Yeah, and people were like, oh, wow. You know, I think this made no sense either, like a lot of people. However, I have a certain opinion about this. You know, before I say that this completely just bombed this entire angle, because TNA has a track record for pretty much most of their main storylines that they have, and it concludes at Bound for Glory, the end conclusion always bombs. So before I say this one bombs, which I'm 90% want to say it bombs, there was a statement that Devon made. I can't remember verbatim what he said word for word, but he did make a statement to the fact signifying that he was behind Aces and Eights, but he's not the leader of Aces and Eights, if you get what I'm saying. So with that being said, with that statement that he kind of like made, sort of in a way, I kind of feel like maybe Jeff Jarrett will eventually show up. Maybe, you know, in the next couple of weeks of Impact to come, Jeff Jarrett will make his comeback and will make his return. But it's just Devon who's the, I guess you could say, the commander, you know, or the general of the army. But the man behind the general is Jeff Jarrett. Even though it would make just much better, perfect sense if it was just Jeff Jarrett unveiling himself at the pay-per-view, I'm still thinking maybe him, but yeah. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Then you got to the main event itself, Austin Aries defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Jeff Hardy. This was another solid main event match. Jeff Hardy worked hard. You know, Aries definitely made him work. Match was a seesaw match going back and forth. Jeff getting a lot of boos, the crowd overwhelmingly behind Austin Aries. But at the end of the day, Jeff Hardy prevailed, and he is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I made a video a couple of weeks ago prior going into this pay-per-view saying how since Aries has been World Champ, I didn't feel that he had a big moment to make him stand out and make him as a legit, you know, like strong champion. I don't consider his reign as a flash in the pan, or I don't consider Aries as a weak champ. I thought Aries was a good world champion, but I was just concerned that I thought that, you know, he just get squashed, buried, or whatever. But seeing how he's turned heel again in the last few weeks, and seeing how the crowd reaction was just, I mean, like I said, overwhelmingly behind Aries, it made Aries look so strong going up against Jeff that now that he's lost, I don't feel like Aries has lost any credibility, any steam, any momentum. I think just for that fact alone, had the crowd not been behind him as they have been at the pay-per-view last night, or you know, a couple of weeks when he turned face leading up to the pay-per-view, then I think my opinions would be different how it was in the last video when I mentioned this subject. But at the end of the day, I thought this was a solid pay-per-view. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives. I know a lot of people say that TNA are terrible when it comes to bills for their pay-per-views. They are crappy, but watching this pay-per-view, it felt like a big show. It felt like you got the feel that this was their big pay-per-view of the year. You got that special feeling and treatment. I thought it was a good, solid show, good matches. The finishes were all clean, nothing dirty or botchy or ridiculous, besides aces and eights. All the matches had clean finishes, pretty much. The crowd was hot. It was good. It was a nice sized arena. Nice seeing all those people in the arena. So it had a good look and vibe to it, just from TV wise. The product looked really nice. I enjoyed it. Definitely one of the best pay-per-views, not only from TNA, but just in all of wrestling I'm seeing right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the pay-per-view Bound for Glory, what you liked, didn't like, your favorite match in the comment box below. Give me your thoughts. Peace.